This way. Why is this crooked? Can I move this? I can move this. My camera setup is weird right now, but ladies and gents, welcome back. I was live last night with Cat the Nurse Flipper, Troy and Tiffany over on Cat the Nurse Flipper's Tuesday night live chat, and it was fun. My first time there was really fun. Joe, I flipped that. What's going on? Thank you for jumping in. I know it's random time to do it, and 15 minutes ago I was like, let me at least give 15 minutes notice. It is better than the 2 weeks notice that companies will ask from you, but then be so quick to fire you within minutes without giving you 2 weeks pay. I think that should be a law. How many of y'all agree? Found by chance. Thank you yesterday for joining me and the three others. Well, Kat, it is her show that I was on yesterday. Thank you for being there. I definitely recognized a few usernames that were Team Sonny #subscribe hairs. And I've been using that a lot more, that phrase on a lot of things. It's just so funny to say subscribe hairs, but it just makes you like smile because you know where it came from. So I appreciate y'all for joining me. My mother-in-law, this side, my mother-in-law, we were FaceTiming with her the other day, and she said, "Anako," which means son, I believe, in Tagalog. And she was like, "You have a lot of gray hairs." I was like, "Mom, mother-in-law, it's your daughter giving me these gray hairs." But I like them. They're actually like growing out. I don't pluck them. Carla, on the other hand, is still a little bit of her privacy. Nothing crazy, but she's always plucking her white hairs, and I'm like, "Why are you doing that? You're plucking all your wisdom." And she says she has too much wisdom, that she needs to tone it down. So I kind of like that she has her own version of that. Hi from Maryland. What's going on? Pokomok, Pokomok, Pokomok. I feel like there's a pronunciation I'm missing right there. But welcome over to Sunny Las Vegas. Yep, hate that with business. Joe, or you ask for a bump in pay and they say, "Oh, we can't do that," but then we put your 2 weeks in. Somehow have to the money to give you the bump in pay. What I've learned from people that are working in jobs and still trying to figure it out. I wish I would have learned this a long time ago. I wish somebody would have gave me this advice. Give yourself a year to move up from where you're at. Don't be stuck there for more than 2 years. You really have to start looking at things as a career, not an entry level. And I didn't know that until the last 3 years that I was working, the last job that I was at. And within those 3 years, I went from the bottom of the totem pole in security to kind of the middle, a little bit more independence, a little bit more pay as bike security. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but the experience I gained as bike security and knowing more of the layout of the wind, both underground, level, and above ground, like the parking lots and stuff, and that carrying over to other places, the experience that you get in life is unmatched by anybody that could tell you. You have to experience life more and more, but you have to know that you should be giving yourself a year to move up to a career level. And sometimes money isn't everything. I was making over a hundred grand a year with finishing at armed security. And I will tell you, sometimes money does not make you happy. Sometimes it does when things work out, but for me, it was just like, this is too much. I don't deserve the things that I'm getting from people just simply by telling them to put on a mask and what they were telling me and threatening me with. And it was like, I could do so much more, doing so much less simply by reselling. And sorry, my throat is like really dry somehow or gargly, but I feel like reselling is a good gateway and a starter for people who want to do it full time because a lot of people are, but it could also help you get to where you want without having to apply for a job or work for a company. But you should do it until it makes sense for you to leave what you're doing. Don't just leave because unless you could afford it. When I left, I stayed a little too long working for a company that I could have left years ago, but I was trying to get my wife to sign off on that permission slip. because it's not just about the decisions I want to make. I have to hear it from somebody I trust and believe in that is not going to set me wrong. But after a while, you know yourself and you're like, look, I'm good. I've been doing this for years and I've reached every milestone that my wife, for example, or real example, when my wife was pushing me to do things and I was reaching them. And she was like, if you're making this much in the first 6 months, in a year you should be making this, and if you reach that, you could go full time. And then once I reached a year, she was like, well, if you're making this in 2 years, and I kept doing it and doing it, so it was encouraging, and it was also showing with what I was doing was working. So after a while it's like, hey, how much times do I got to keep doing this before I make my own decisions and stand on my own 2 feet? And I did. So I've been doing this now. This month makes 5 years, folks. How many of y'all have been reselling full time? Tell me how long you've been doing it. How many of you are thinking about doing it? And how many of you are part time? I will tell you, I made more money when I was a part time reseller than I have been a full time reseller. Let me look over here on my screen. I kind of feel like I'm looking really bad at an angle, but I'm not. It's like it's my phone. My phone's playing tricks on me. Um, this is may not be helping me, and I feel like you can see my second chin. Let me see here. Um, can't wait to see your Fabio super chat. Oh yeah. So I had a feeling Kat was gonna bring that up, and I felt like doing it on my own, making my own super chat over on Cat the Nurse Flippers channel, since I'm going to be there every Tuesday from now. Yesterday was amazing. It went by so fast that it felt like minutes to me. And when Carla said she had to leave, or not Carla, when Kat said that she was going to leave because it was already going to be 10, I looked over at the time and was like, wow, this felt like I was only on for a few minutes with everybody else. So that's a good thing when time flies by like that. So I was almost really feeling like, no, I want to stay longer. And I did. I was talking to Tiffany. When Kat left, I was still behind the scenes talking to Tiffany and Troy, and they are wonderful people. If you missed that live chat, after this, go and check out the video. I had a handful of people over from my end going over there. So thank you all so much for being a part of all what I do, even if it has to be hopping over to somebody else's channel. And it's not just a somebody. Kat is not just a somebody. She is a person. I meant to say she's not like an anybody. She's a somebody, and I really like Kat a lot. And usually we talk a lot after our lives, but kids call, they call, and I'm going to be learning that at the end of the year and then on for many, many years, endless years to come when ours come along. Um, we got Desiree in the house. Desiree was on Cat the Nurse Flipper's show the week before. Um, yeah, I think it was the week before. And I think she just put out another video on her end with jewelry. So you want to go check her out. And I'm talking about Good, Great, Fabulous up in the chat right now. So Desiree, thank you for joining us. 1118 Emporium. Hello, everybody. Emporium, where are you watching from? We got Granny Franny, one of my favorites, longtime supporter, as well as a handful of you inside here, inside the chat. Hi, Sunny from beautiful Baltimore, Maryland. I'm working. Wait, wasn't there somebody else just from Maryland? Because I am rambling on. Yeah, we have Pocomo Forrester out from Maryland as well. I wonder how close you are from each other. Not to say that Maryland's small, but sometimes you're surprised. I'm working night shift. I missed the live podcast last night, but watching when I get home. You rocked. I'm going out the door now. Have a good one. Thank you, Granny Franny. Be safe and have a good time. 4 years, but not full time. Found by chance. I know we talk a lot. So I have a small Discord that Found by Chance is on, along with a handful of others. There's like 24, maybe 21 people in there. And it's really mostly like 4 or 5 of us that are in there that are always chit-chatting and sharing what we find and sell and just communicating. Like it really is like a texting back and forth to friends. But for some reason, I have had problems getting alerts off of Facebook, my Discord, even though the settings are on to get all messages and alerts because I want to be on top of things, and I it doesn't go off. And I'm getting messages from months ago from people that I'm still replying to let them know I am seeing this, but it doesn't even let me get it in a really good time frame that is proper. It's like way out of the way. Sometimes weeks later, like I said, a month later. It's taken me 5 years to finally get steady sales. And Porium, what is everybody selling that's a reseller in here? What is your favorite thing to sell? And what are the things that are selling? Because sometimes your favorite things to sell isn't what's actually selling. And I say that because people need to realize that is not always go towards the things that you like the most. Sometimes that is gone with the wind, and you got to change with the times and focus on what's actually working. And for me, what I've always found working, I was going to share this in tomorrow's thrift video. I like to do a Q&A at the end. I'll grab certain comments that I get feedback that I really feel are good to reshare to the YouTube public and highlight them so that way people catch on to the information. I could talk more about it. And then I also like to share now feel good news. I like feel good news stuff. Everybody does, because it's not that I'm just focused on negative or not seeing negativity. I see it. I just don't think that's part of what I want to be sharing. And it's more opinionated when it comes to, not so feel good news. But if it's something like that I could share, I will. But it has to strike me in my soul, in my heart, to be like, I need to share this and say why, to just keep people informed and be aware of things. And speaking of being aware of things, I got an email over on Sonny Las Vegas Gmail, my account, about you need to take down my music before I tell an attorney. So when you get these weird emails, you need to see what their email is like, because they'll give you a name, but it doesn't show you their email. So you could click on it and see what their email is like and do a little background search over on Google and so on. But I found that recently, and if it was YouTube, it would notify me. There's a little section in your studio. Let me look at it here right now because I do got one of my windows open. You would have to go to say your window's open on YouTube. On the right corner of your YouTube screen, even if you're looking at other people's video, your profile face little photo is going to be up in there. And I look like a little baby Jesus with long hair on there, but you click on that. There's going to be a whole column of things. Your name will be back up the top, Google account, switch account, sign out, or in. And then you go to YouTube Studios. And if you go to YouTube Studios, now over on the left side, you're going to see a whole bunch of information. Your channel dashboard. And I wish I could show you here. I don't have StreamYard, but I might be getting it back again. Um, I used to like bringing people onto my channel and we would have a talk, and I might do that in the future. I'm just not sure if I want to do that because I'm already doing that now with Cat the Nurse Flipper, and I don't, I don't want to do that. I'd rather bring people over onto Cat's channel and plug people in, my people that people may not be aware of. So, anyways, over on this dashboard, you're going to go down to copyright, and right there and then it would say anything. So I have nothing on this. Nice work. You're all caught up. If there was something on YouTube, if you're making content, because you will get this after a while of creating content that you got a copyright strike and people claiming they're gonna like get you in trouble, go over to YouTube and check it for yourself because they would alert you first. I've never had an issue to where that is not the case. So sometimes people just try to get you to say things like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to click on this. What did I do wrong? I want to fix it. I don't want to get in trouble." And then they say, "Here, click this link." And all of a sudden, things start going crazy on your end. So be very careful with that. I will say that a lot of these scammer people like to focus on people that are a little older because we're busy in life with what we have left and we're trying to make the most of it. And the last thing we want to do with good-hearted people is do something wrong. So sometimes being all over it is not the best way to go. Sometimes you have to take a moment to just relax your mind and say, hold on, Is this a scam? How do I check on this? And this is one way to check. If it's YouTube content, if it's Instagram or Facebook and Twitter, not Twitter, uh, TikTok, you will see that you are lit up. Like it will say you cannot use this because of copyright issues. And most of the time, people don't have those on TikTok. But on Instagram, it'll take it off and it'll warn you this is not good. On, say, in Germany, I had that case on my Instagram that it was not letting my video reach out to Germany as if I had a choice, and it dinged me for it. So I can't get monetized without fixing that on Instagram. And I find it so weird because I didn't have the option to look over, like to not say select Germany, or this is what I wish. It's kind of like eBay V-roll list. I wish it would say, "Hey, your listing is you're getting an alert that this is part of a V-roll list, meaning that a V-roll listed item is not allowed to be up here on this eBay platform." I wish it'll let you know first to see if maybe you're adding a keyword that don't belong there, and you're still in the right. Same thing. I wish it would be for, say, music or a copyright, that it would still let you change some things before allowing it in. Then after the fact, you get dinged for it. So I don't have a big Instagram account, but it is growing now that I've opened up to food content and other things. So I'm still going to be sharing thrift videos, and I'm going to be sharing everything, in other words, and it's growing now more than anything. And for years, I have not been growing on social media other than YouTube. I've been growing, but on other platforms, have not. But now that I've opened up to being what I call a all around content creator, it is helping reach people, and they're actually following and supporting, and not just being a number follower. So I'm trying to find people that I can relate to that are also going to be engaging. But that is not always the case. Just because you get somebody follow you does not mean that they're going to engage in the content. So you have to be happy for who is actually following you. I made a video today about haters, and I shared it on TikTok, and I shared it on Instagram. And as I've matured, I've learned that haters don't mean you're a hater. And if you didn't see this video, that this is what I'm saying, and I'll say more stuff to it. Just because you have haters does not mean you hate them or anybody else. It takes a lot of energy to be a hater, and in time, like, the truth will come out with things. And this goes with some things that's happened to me. And I seen a video. I had to watch it because sometimes you have to be aware of things. I only watched like a few minutes of this person's video, and I think because I feel some things pertain to me. Like mentioning the last 3 years, I've been trying to, defend myself against people, right? If you say the last 3 years, you are engaging on telling people or painting a picture for the people that have been in your life the last 3 years, has something to do with it. And I find it misleading. And at the same time, I'm just like, why am I even watching this? I don't need to be a part of this. But sometimes you're human and you just want to be aware of what's going on. So I forgave myself for that, and I moved on. And I guess that's what I'm saying right now. I moved on from crap like that, and they they don't matter to me. I think sometimes people say things that are hurtful and wrong, or I don't think, I believe people say things because they're trying to affect you the way they feel bothered by things that makes no sense at times. So what I will say about that is that it's funny that 3 years has been talked about in my life with people that was just a friendship, and nothing but that. It's just a friendship that went wrong or bad, and some people just can't let go of stuff. So I've let go of it, and I brought it up just now because I'm just making it clear. Like, look, go on with your life. I moved on with mine, and I have a baby coming my way, and I wish people that wish good upon me receives good things. And if you don't wish good on good people, then you deserve what you're putting out there into the world. So sometimes people say turn the cheek, and I am turning the cheek, even my butt cheeks. But anyways, Pitco, welcome. I think Pitco's from the UK. Grams and Pops Vintage. What's up, Sonny? Um, I was selling on eBay before it was called eBay. What was it called before eBay? That's the first time hearing about that. I've never I don't think I've ever heard that before. That eBay was other than eBay because Fenton, the glassmakers, Fenton was not Fenton at first. They were pretty much a partner with another company back in I think the 1950s. I could be wrong about the dates, but Fenton is not that old, like people think. And it's fascinating what you can learn from others. And I just learned that not too long ago. And I'm trying to open up this window to separate from this, but here we go. That way I don't have to look to the side. I like to kind of look and your direction of people watching, but my thing is not helping me. Nope, that's not helping me either. Let's see. Let's see this way. So Cat's live last night was really good, like I was mentioning. And these are some of the things that I find like when I talk about certain things and how it could be twisted, and if people are going to twist things, it's always going to be the case because some people just don't want you to be happy or they want to feel like they can prove themselves right. And hey, good for you. Keep doing that. There's so much truth out there being withheld intentionally because not everybody needs to hear it now. But Pitco, yes, from UK. I knew it. I knew it. Yes, the truth comes out. Storage Invaders, Tom, what's going on? eBay first called Auction Web. See, now I want to look this up. And the reason why I like to learn about this information is to understand when people say certain things. Um, to understand the information goes a long way. eBay Auction Web. Yes, eBay was first called Auction Web before it was renamed September 1997. What, 1997? That wasn't very long ago. The website was created by Pierre Omidyar, 1995. First item sold Auction Web. Does everybody know who? What was eBay's first item that sold? I know this. I've known this for before I was even a reseller. I don't know where I got it from, but I remember hearing it back in Hawaii from somebody. I think it was like an article or something that I seen, maybe even on YouTube. eBay was originally called Auction Web and was found by, oh, you just said it there too. Broke Correcto Mundo. Pez, not Pez, but I could imagine Pez at the time being so popular that people were wanting to sell it. Anybody ever watched the Pez documentary on Netflix? There's another documentary that's going to be coming out very soon, if not already, and it's of the Beanie Babies. And I seen it yesterday, and I was like, I don't care for Beanie Babies. First of all, has anybody sold Beanie Babies? I've sold a handful of Beanie Babies for over $20, even over $40. So there are some valuable ones floating around there, and it's not hype sales. It is like actual like collectors wanting these certain things. But the plush matters if it's like full and not saggy, like a saggy bottom, and it just droops over. The tags on it, and sometimes people get intense with Beanie Babies. They'll ask the tag, can you do a closer view of the tag open? Because there's spacing in between letters that may be a little bit more than other ones where it's like English writing of a space in between words. It might be two spaces. And you can tell those. There's just something about spacings with things that you could tell yourself when you're typing something. You're like, why does it's an extra space? I don't know how I did that, but let me get rid of it. And now the world is good again. So the same thing with Beanie Babies. I've had several people do that. I will give you a pointer when it comes to things that you sell online that require a code to get some points or anything. Don't give people that number. You will have people asking you, what's the code on the inside? And you're like, whatever helps make a sale. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, damn it. Because that's happened to me before when I first started. Reselling. Pierre started the company to trade Pez. Oh, see, I didn't read the rest of it, so it might bring that up. But the first laser pointer sold for $14.83. The name eBay came from because Ahmadiyar initially wanted to name the site, Echo Bay. Echo Bay. Hmm. I mean, eBay, Echo Bay, e-commerce Bay. I'm not sure what the E stands for, Echo Bay, but the domain name was already taken. Oh, so that's crazy. What's up, Naomi? Naomi, are you in? I always ask and I always forget. New Zealand? Am I right or am I wrong? Caught you live. Yay. What time is it over there where you're at? I know you're not in the US. Some people still do collect them. And I'm trying to get out of something. I'm stuck on. Oh, maybe if I just click on it. Sometimes I don't like clicking on things. But I was trying to move. Oh, there we go. Pop chat out. There we go. Now I could see. See, like I had no idea I wasn't in line with the camera. I'm off to the side and I could move it around, maybe not too low so you don't see my mess. I was getting stuff from the garage into my office and I'm like, oh, I need to get this out of here. Do y'all want to see some amazing, beautiful glass? Mavis, what's going on? Good morning from Australia. Oh, not New Zealand, that's Australia. But look, we got Naomi and we got Mavis, both from Australia. And then we Emporium came back. Thank you and welcome back. Comment, I love glass. And I'm going to show you some. If I get, how much people do we got inside here? 24 people. We need at least a dozen of you to comment, I love glass. And I'm going to show you some beautiful glass. If I don't get a dozen people, then I'm not going to do it. And only one comment counts. You can't do it twice to make the numbers go up. Had some Raising Cane's earlier. Oh, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 9 more to go. We got 4, we got 8 more to go. So I'm doing this, and I'll be open with you because I want people to just be engaged in things. It's okay to comment, say hi, hello, tell me where you're from. If you haven't said where you're from yet, do it now, folks. Let my world of the chat know where you're from. It is really fun to engage, and it also makes things a lot easier to talk and understand where people are watching from. To also say thank you. I appreciate everybody that comes over, good or bad, because they took the time to come over and check me out, even if it was just a second. Tracy, all right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a little bit of goals, so we'll keep going until that happens. But I have some amazing glass, and I'll tell you the story about it. I think I recorded it at my booth. Elizabeth Ramos, ladies and gents, can everybody say hello to Elizabeth? Elizabeth is Caesar's wife, one of my best friends, along with Carrie and Mikey Bags of Money. And yeah, she was holding it down at the vintage booth. I didn't record it. I am not recording certain things. I had another reseller or a reseller approached me and said, I want to kick your butt. And I was like, lady, I cannot hit a woman, nor would I even imagine it. But I'm just like, she was mad. I said, what's going on? She was like, you didn't tell me I was being recorded. I was like, look, I don't have to tell you nothing. My booth has 2 signs, the left side, the right side. When you go inside the door of a building, does everybody look at the prints that are on the wall for things? No. So, and she just stayed quiet. She just smirked. And then I looked over at her and she said, I believe her name is Jane. And she's a really good person. She's not a bad person. So Jane goes, there's somebody that came over and said, hey, I seen you on YouTube. And she said, what? And she said she had to go look for it. The person didn't say where the video was and how long, to watch into the video. So she was building herself up, and I could see this playing out. So she said, for her, people see what people buy things for, and she just wants to keep that private. And I was like, cool, thank you. And then I also told her, I was like, if you go back and look at my last 2 videos of being at my vintage booth, can any of y'all tell me, yes or no, do I show prices of what things sell for? I love glass. We got Vermont in the house. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate you. SoCal, South Carolina. I'm going to be going to South Carolina tomorrow, but not as far as you are. I'm going to. I think it's South Carolina. Where's Pahrump at? I'm going to be going there tomorrow to get some lotto tickets. The lottery was up the last time I seen it. Let me see what the lottery is up like now. Can you imagine winning the lottery? California Loteria. No, not Mexican bingo. I think it's Mega Million. What is it? How can I not see it? Play for. Oh, did it go down again? Or was it the Powerball? Oh, it's the Powerball. So California Mega or Powerball is up to $643 million. And you know what haters will say? Well, if you win, you know you're only getting half. You would be getting 321.5 million doll hairs, and people would still complain about it. I don't get that. Tracy, I live in a town in Australia called Howard. There we go, connecting people together already. But I think we got enough people for. Have you tried Jollibees? Emporium SoCal. I have tried Jollibees, and I will tell you, I love their chicken, but I am more into their mac and cheese. Their mac and cheese. Have you tried their mac and cheese? It is so good. It is a gooey, cheesy macaroni. Like it is globs of cheese. It's not some like craft cheese where it's just powdered and watered down. It does. This is cheesy macaroni. It's so good. Every time somebody mentions Jollibees, I have to bring that up. So if you bring it up again, I'll try to remember that I've already said this. If not, I'm going to repeat it again. It's still Nevada. Oh, well, the city limits. It's like across the street and 20 yards, you're into California, supposedly. But I am going to be going to Pahrump tomorrow. I'm going to be picking up Mikey bags, and I had somebody. So speaking of Mikey, and being on YouTube, there was a YouTube collective creator event here in Las Vegas not too long ago, and there was some people that I met there, and I've been getting more acquainted with them to where tomorrow, not tomorrow, Friday, I'm gonna have lunch with one of them, and they happen to live pretty close to me and Caesar and Elizabeth. Caesar and Elizabeth are happily married and they live together, so that may have sounded separately. You know what I mean? I think you do. So they don't live too far from us, and that's cool that I'm meeting more people here in Vegas, and that it's becoming convenient with some of them to where it's not hard to meet up with. So I'm going to have lunch with one tomorrow. They are not a reseller; they are more into computer science, and they are booming on social media. So they are very knowledgeable in what they do, and I want to meet more people. I don't want to just focus on reselling. I want to just live life and meet people and have a good time. Networking is good business practice. It is a good business practice. It's also a good life practice. Getting to meet people, as I have, what I could relate to is traveling in the military, going to Iraq, going throughout all of the states within the U.S. Where's another one? Kuwait. I was just there for moments at a time. Korea, I lived there for 14 months. I say I lived there because I actually was living there, not just stationed there. And I got to experience a lot more of Korea, and I wish I would have experienced more. Hawaii was another one. I lived there for 10 years, a few years in the military there, and then I got out staying there and then moved here in 2015 to the Ninth Island. So when you get to meet people, you get to learn about cultures and you get to understand certain things. And it teaches you a lot about what you don't know and how to communicate with others. And it all goes hand in hand. Even the bad people in the world will teach you like warning signs. Don't mess with these type of people. Red flags. Get the hell out of there. They don't deserve you. So there's the good and the bad. So I believe that is life, and that is also networking when you want to apply it towards business. So yes, I do agree. Let's give Sunny some likes. Thank you, Elizabeth. I am a hermit because I got sick of people's drama, and it's always going to be there. But you on social media, you can cleanse yourself from them. For me, example, I don't block people anymore. I just hide them from the chat. And there's an option that you could do that with if any of you are considering wanting to do the YouTube route or content creator route on YouTube. That you could hide people. You do it in a YouTube Studio app on your phone. It is easier that way. And you could also see, like, if I was to go, if all of your comments were under my video because it's different than a live, I could go on my YouTube Studio app and say, and this is just an example, say Pitco out in the UK, who seems like a wonderful person, and I'm sure they are, say they left a comment, right? Good or bad. I could click on the video, click on their profile name, and it'll show me all of their comments that they left recently. And if you were to see like a habit that they're doing of things that are negative, you could be like, you know what, I don't want this in there, and they're going into other people's comments and creating trouble. If you don't want that in your comments, or if people are handling their own, and you could chime in on there to support the people that are there for you, right? Because they will be right. Good people attract good people, but they also attract negative people who try to break up your happiness. So you could hide them rather than block them. So if they were to leave a comment, they would not see that they are not with everybody else. It just appears that way. So imagine your comment in the chat right now, and I hid you. You think you're a part of the group, but you're not. Not even I would see you. So that's hiding them. But if you were to block them, then they would not be able to leave you a comment. But here on YouTube, even if you block somebody or you hide them, they could still see your information, as in like your videos and stuff. So blocking on YouTube is not really blocking. Um, I used to be a hermit for a long time, and I'm actually glad, Mavis. Recently, I've been more open to experiencing Las Vegas and sharing that with others, and people are liking my content. Um, but at the same time, here in Las Vegas, there's a the food influencers here are getting some backlash. Just like anything that's good, somebody's going to complain about it because there's always bad apples. Just like in any other group, or it's not group that I'm looking for, communities. There's always somebody that's going to stir up some trouble, and a lot of it may be true, but if it doesn't pertain to you, it doesn't matter. But when you are trying to build yourself up to be not so much a food influencer, because I'm not trying to say I'm a food keep saying flu food influencer. I just want to share content. That's simply all I'm doing. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I just want to share my life. And there's a lot of backlash right now with food influencers in Las Vegas, with people doing some stuff. For example, there was this one girl saying we made the wrong people in Las Vegas famous, right? So let's get people famous, as if she had control of that. So she mentioned some people that she would follow and then tells you to tag other people. So what does that do? What is the bigger picture to that? That is, hey, we're going to be aggressive. There's some people we don't like that are bigger than me, or us, and we need to change that. And off the bat, there's some people that are going to go and say, "Yeah, I want to be famous, and this video is going to help me. I'm going to tag these other people." Now you're promoting them to follow them, right? They're not going to follow you, and it's very unlikely that a follow for a follow is actually beneficial to you. And there are a few, when you get enough, that people are going to follow you, the follow for follows, but then you just got following that is not going to support you. They're just a number. And I don't like to think of people as just numbers, but there are in cases like I just mentioned to where it's not going to benefit you. So you really have to focus on being organic. And this was a topic brought up in the questions last night, how to grow on YouTube. And Kat gave up some really good advice to do what, say, you're doing right here. Be familiar. Familiar is a good thing. Pitco is one, because they were over on, I believe, John and Jenna's channel, and I recognized them there. And then I went live last week or the week before, and they came over. So that's being consistent. So people talk about being consistent all the time. That is one way of being consistent. But you, as a content creator, it's a lot of things. You gotta continue to bring out videos maybe on the same day. I don't do that, and it still works. But being consistent is be consistent at trying to do better and growing and learning from others. So leaving comments, supporting people, being seen goes a long way. And for some people, none of that matters. They don't care if you leave a comment. There was one large content creator. I don't even know her name, but I was watching her videos because it was an algorithm, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And they're getting a warehouse. I want to see how their warehouse is. I like to promote like good wishes and good vibes and success to people. And I remember I was following it for a while, and I still didn't subscribe to them. Something was just like, I don't know if I want to keep watching them. I just want to follow this journey to they get their warehouse. And all of a sudden it started being, oh, things are happening and I can't do this. And the landlord started doing that. And it is not that person I'm talking about. It's somebody entirely different. Not even inside Las Vegas. But I was just like, oh, here's this reminds me too much of something or somebody. So I was like, I'm not gonna go. But then something told me to go back. I was gonna be a little nosy. And I was being a little nosy. I want to go look at their comments. And people were leaving comments, and not one of the comments were replied back to by this person. So I went to the video before that, and guess what? Nothing. No comments were being replied to, not even a like. Video before that. Now I'm like, wow, this person is getting hundreds of videos or comments, and they're not even like, thank you for watching or showing gratitude. But again, this works for some people. I just, that's not for me, but I didn't like it. And I just thought I can't support somebody like that. I like to give credit where credit's due and thank people for what they're doing that makes it positive change in my life. But just different styles, I guess. So you're trying to say you're vlogging your journey, not trying to make out that you're something you're not. Pitco, yes, thank you. And this is the reason why I tell people time and time again, what I say may not be the best words, but if I say enough with me trying to say all I can at the moment, somebody else is gonna hear me and say it better, and I learn from that. So thank you. This is another example of why even when I sound like I'm not making sense, somebody is making sense of it and they're helping me out to help me get get it out in a better way. So I'm always learning, always. And you have no idea, I'm always learning. It's not just because, oh, I'm a reseller and I want to grow. I'm trying to grow as a person more than anything. That is my first priority without even being in my mind to think about it. It's just me naturally. I like to learn for the better. Um, Spanish hydrasia. Hello, Sonny. Finally caught you live. Best wishes, meal. Thank you. Muchas gracias, my friend. Found by chance. Gotta go. Enjoy the day. Thank you, Chance. I'm just about to start my channel, going to launch in line with eBay open. Nice 2025 UK and put out footage from what we're going to compare to others in Las Vegas. That is good. That is good. So is this going to be your first video that you put out? Because I will tell you, like I told people in Kat's channel last night when people were asking about starting a channel themselves, introduce yourself. And it doesn't have to be the first video, but you should always introduce yourself, especially if you're starting new. Introduction, tell people what the video is about, and then at the end, do a recap. And you could say it in the video. There's other things that weren't in the video that I want to share at the end. So that way people are catching everything. And when it comes to eBay Open, people are really intrigued about the information from eBay. So if you say wait to the end along with other things and you have a nice, your own flow, which you will find, people are going to stick around. And the whole point of content for me is trying to be myself without being different, not to just have people watch from beginning to end, but to give information and have a balance of being myself, which I hope is entertaining for some, to watch from beginning to end, because it does make sense into dollars, but it's also not wasted time in my eyes. I want the time that I'm sharing in my videos to be useful from beginning to end. So, and it's hard because you'll see in analytics right when it starts. If anybody has ever created a YouTube video, or if you're starting, do an introduction. Very simple. Give yourself like 5 minutes, and it goes by very fast. Introduce yourself. Hello, everybody. I go by Sonny Las Vegas. I've been reselling for over 8 years. I like to resell apparel, but I love lamps. I also love glass. And these are just short-term stuff to where later on you start giving information of, I told you I like lamps. These are the type of lamps I look for. I also love coming across glass, and the types of glass that I like to look for is usually ones with maker marks or information of stickers to where I could find to lead me to see if the value of it is worthing for reselling. So there's all these little things that will add on to your content that isn't always mentioned. And the more familiar you get with things and you hear yourself, I promise you, it is never enough. You are going to feel like you didn't say everything that you thought you were thinking, especially when you are thrifting like I do and my friends do, that we don't express ourselves. When you have a point of view, focusing on an item in front of me, right? And you're like, oh, in your head, you're just like, oh my God, this is beautiful, has a straw in it. Straws are usually 6 inches. And nope, not all of that stuff is in your head. It's usually like, ooh, this is from Cane's. Yeah, I'm going to get this in the cart, and you put it down. So there's all this stuff. So voiceovers are good. And if there's any content questions that you have for me, please ask. It is not hard. It just takes time to learn tools to make it easy. But on average, my 20-minute videos here on YouTube are usually like over an hour of editing. So it's not something that I just throw together. I'm trying to make it flow and be just something that I like more than anything. And if that's good enough for me that I enjoy, then I'm sharing it. So there's not really a lot of thought process. It's just that when I'm outsourcing, excuse me, there's a lot of times where I'm like moving around and I'm trying to think, well, my viewers have told me to slow down a little bit, that I'm moving too fast. And I'm slowing down a little slower, or I may voice over and slow the speed down to voiceover that matches where I start talking about some sour heads, and by the time I finish talking about it, it ends. And maybe like a split second of overlapping, jumping into something else. So I don't try to make it go bam, 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 although that is the way I talk. And that's the hard part. Trying not to record the way I talk. Squirrel, 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 up and down, left and right. Like I am just excited about every little thing, and it's hard to just tone it down a little bit. So we had, I think, Richard and Lois. They are amazing people. They're up here. Lois Aros, they're from, I want to say Whittier, California. Hello, my friend Sonny. Just right listening to you and enjoy listening to you. Enjoy the day, my friend. This is Luis Richard calling from Uptown. Oh, look, there you go. Whittier. See ya. They're really good people. They are 49ers fans. Um, I don't care about football team. I just like to give people a hard time, but I have no business talking about football because I don't follow it like that. But I want to. I want to get back into sports, as in just enjoying some few games, relaxing and sitting back. And with what I got going on, I am catching up on things. I'm almost done with my garage, to where some of the stuff is in my office. But some of you comment about glass, right? I said comment, I love glass. There was at least 5 or 6 of you, and that's good enough. One was more than enough. So this is a piece of glass, and tell me you could comment what I paid for this. All right, what do you think I paid for this? But look, it is a lot more beautiful in person. It is texturized and embossed to where the green on here, that's a little heavier green, is actually out just a little bit. Seahorses, all over the place. I love this a lot. My phone's trying to focus on this, but in person, this is a very vibrant green glass. It is not a vase. It is a lampshade, I believe, and there is no signatures that we've seen on this, but I love the details. You could feel like the little curls that are coming up in here and the neckline. Like, who doesn't like touching people's necklines? Um, Whatever. But the details are freaking amazing. It's hard to see on my phone, but this is really cool and unique. And there's a little hole on one end right here, and I think it was for a lamp or light. So I got this for, anybody comment? $10, $14.99. Ooh, Purdy, $7.99. Y'all have those eBay prices, the 99 cents. I bought this at from another vendor at the booth. So I'm telling you, folks, if you're in Las Vegas or visit Las Vegas when our vintage section is open, go and visit them. You can find amazing stuff. I almost bought people fake bidding. Yeah, fake bidding. I like it. But I bought this for $40. All right. I was told the day before by the seller, and I was like $40. I will 29.99. That was the closest. It came right in. Vendor price. No, it was $40. Not 39.99. Just straight 40 doll hairs. What's up, Cali Luis? What's going on, primo? But I ended up buying this. I'm telling you, in person, this is like, oh, I love glass. That it's one of those moments. The Beavis and Butthead sound is what I was told from a lamp that I found not too long ago. I bought it for $40, and they told me the day before I purchased it, because you gotta at our vintage booth, it is not allowed. Part of the policy is you can't buy things from people before it goes on. It's just part of the rules. So I waited. I said, I'm going to buy it when you open. And I waited. I waited about an hour. It was a little slow. And I remembered, oh my goodness, I need to go check on this. And I was just there looking at it the whole time on this top shelf and thinking, like, man, that is so beautiful. And I see the vendor over here on my right walk up. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get this. And her face was, "Ooh," and I was like, what's going on? You don't want to sell it? You know, if you change your mind, I'm fine with it. I good for you, if you found that it's worth a lot, because she didn't know what it was worth at first. So she said, well, I just asked so and so, and they looked it up on Worth Point, and it one sold for $400. And I was like, the exact same thing, because I didn't see it on Google Lens, right? But it doesn't mean I see the same thing other people do. So she said, "Yeah, it once sold." She has the WordPoint account, and showed her the exact listing and saw the sold price. And I was like, $400. I was like, keep it. It's a part of business. I'm not worried about it. I'm just glad, I had a chance at it, and I was not butthurt at all. Like, I was just happy I got to see it, because there's so much things I don't know about. And then all of a sudden, I was like, boom. So I'm going to take a picture of this after I finish my live. How long have I been on here? 52 minutes. I only got a few minutes left. So I'll take a picture of this, so that way you could see the actual color of it, because you see it now, but the color, what I'm seeing on a monitor, is not the same that I'm seeing in a person. And although I'm colorblind, this is like, I could tell there's a huge, more vibrant green, like underwater, just beautifulness. And I love glass so much. There's a lot going on this. It's very busy. It's like as if green water slush is moving around, and the seahorses are just calm as can be with the seaweed. That's what it is, seaweed. It's beautiful, beautiful as hell. So yeah, I paid $40 for it. Supposedly it's worth 400 doll hairs. Um, Katie Gilbert got split. Bye. Love the seahorse within it. Yeah, and it's texturized. Um, I didn't even see that at first, because I was so stunned by it until the next day when I was looking at it and was about to buy it, and then almost didn't. But then she ended up changing her mind. She ended up saying, "You know what? I offered it to you for 40, and I said yes, and I'm going to sell it to you." She was like, "So consider this a baby gift." And I was like, "A baby gift? It would be cool for a baby's room." But we haven't announced. We have not announced if it's a boy or a girl. I'll pay you $42 for it. Meg D, you're so funny. You left a comment up here earlier. Did I get to it? Where is? I think I saw Meg D comment. I'm gonna scroll up here. Maybe it'll let me get to it. Maybe not. No, I don't see it. I thought that was another comment you left. I meant to read it. I apologize. You paid 42. I said that to somebody else at my booth. They're like, I paid so and so for this, and I was like, I'll give you $5 more, and they're like, no. And it's just so funny. I'm so damn jealous. I bid first. Oh, that's who it is. Hey, leopard, leopard. What's going on? But yeah, this is beautiful. I'll leave a photo on here on YouTube in the post thingy. So I'll do that later on. But so far, Yeah, the last week was really good. The vintage booth. Since you're here live with me, I'll tell you. You're gonna hear it at the end of tomorrow's. Well, I may not have the video tomorrow. Maybe I will, because Carla goes to work in around 3 hours. Maybe I'll work on it when she leaves because I do feel tired. I've been waking up all hours of the day, just like at 3 in the morning, 4, 5, taking a nap because I just feel drained. And I'm trying to do it all. And people are saying you better get as much sleep as you can before the baby comes. And it has nothing to do with stress or anything. There's just a lot with appointments and not sleeping right. And Carla's hours are different than mine, and sometimes I feel really bad when she's still up and she's like, "You don't want to watch the movie with me?" And I'm like, "Girlfriend, it is like 2, 3 in the morning. Like I'm usually asleep by 10 or 11, maybe midnight." And I'm just like trying to keep up with her, the young people, those young bucks. It's hard to keep up with them. But yeah, she said I couldn't sell this. All right. She said I could not sell this. And I'm like, yeah, I'll hold on to it for a while. I do love this. This is a beautiful piece of glass. I almost thought about keeping it in my booth, but and not having a sell price. But I know people are going to be saying, "How much is it? How much do you want for it?" So, I can't do it on here. But oh my goodness, today, no, I can't work on my video because I have something I'm going to pick up. Crossing my fingers, ladies and gents. Cross your fingers. Type in good luck because I'm going to need it. Because have any of you ever tried to buy items from like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp and then all of a sudden they flake out on you? Well, I'm hoping this is not the case because it is a very, very large Murano piece. An actual artist is on there. What's the name? Was it Sergio Tarzani, or Jerzani? I think it's Sergio Terzani. And this is a very, very, very large Murano glass piece that I'm like, there's no way something has to be broken. Like, why would they sell it for this much? So I am hoping this works out because if it is, ah, it's gonna be worth a lot. And that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to jinx it. That happened to me many times. I'm on Mercari, freaking Mercari. I hear good things about Poshmark. I might open up the Poshmark since I got into eBay again, and a little bit about my eBay. All right, I mentioned this in the last video at the end because I share the Q&A at the end of my videos now, not on my lives, but on here. So my eBay, I was once at like around 500 and I was doing very good. My average sell price would be around 50. I think last time was like $57 for like nearly a year's time frame. And recently I started getting back into eBay, just apparel, because I've shared with you headaches that I've received from eBay with high value items that just go in the wrong direction, even though I'm doing everything right and I'm getting screwed over. So I don't want to keep losing hundreds of dollars of items and even items for over 1,000, just because some people are being who they are, screwing other people over. So I no longer have high value items other than apparel. If they are high value items, I have them on there. But as of right now, I think my average sale price is like $37, which is pretty good. The handful of items, if you saw me go to the Broadacres flea market, that's going to be my next video, another Broadacres flea market video. And I'll share the highlights in there. But on eBay, I think right now I have around 60 items. It is not a lot of items, but I also don't have everything just on eBay. I don't depend on one platform. So I actually don't depend on any platforms. I just like these platforms. I love NikNax. That is my go-to. And I'm going to be having, I'm glad I mentioned this. Do y'all think, by a show of comments in the chat, is Sunday a good day to do like a live auction? Because I feel like Sunday or Monday, but I know Monday my wife's going to be she's going to be off, so I don't like to schedule things. I think I'm answering my own question right now, so I think I'm going to do it for Sunday. I'm going to write this down. So I'm going to work on here we go. I'm going to work on scheduling a live auction on NikNax. NikNax Sunday. So I've been using my little notepad here. Look at that. Shout out to Trash to Cash. So I've been using this little notepad for a lot of things lately. Notes are really good. Knickknacks. I'm thinking a lot of my people that jump in are from the East Coast. So I'm thinking 2 p.m., which would make 5 p.m. East Coast, 2 p.m. And they're going to be animal figurines if you're interested. I'll put that in the community post thingy as well, along with the photo of this beautiful glass knickknacks animals auction. So stay tuned for Sunday, folks. I'm gonna have another knickknacks auction. So Squirrel, knickknacks and eBay are the only platforms that I sell online from. But I am thinking about Whatnot. I just don't have Whatnot items that I feel I'm comfortable with taking over there. But it's something I am thinking about going back to the Goodwill Bins coming up soon and finding some good pieces and knowing that I want to give people good deals and also make some quick doll hairs. So I'm thinking when Carrie, my the Desert Mermaid, comes back, I've already talked to her about it, that she also wants to start going to the Goodwill Bins. So we're gonna start going there when she comes back, and I'll probably by then start getting ready to get back into Whatnot, which I said I would never do again. Not because it was bad, but because I just ran out of things to sell on Whatnot that I was okay with selling with on Whatnot. I do sell items on there that are like, ooh, this is good. Sold it for $20. Cool. No. And it's funny with Whatnot, with live auctions, no matter where it's at. Any of y'all do live auctions? Any of you on Whatnot? If you have a Whatnot account, share the Whatnot, your Whatnot username, and I'll make sure to follow you. Naomi, have a great day. Keep me company as I travel to work. Naomi, take it easy and safe travels, my friend. Meg D. Poshmark is where I primarily sell. Same name there. Well, not Meg D, but you have leopard something. I know I'll find you on knickknacks. I'm pretty sure it's the same name. I only buy on Whatnot. What do you like to buy on Whatnot? Buyer on Whatnot. Oh, I mean that's good. I definitely want buyers on Whatnot. Sellers are cool too. There we go. So, ladies and gents, wait, Meg, did you say you're on Poshmark or Whatnot as well? I like to buy on Whatnot and knickknacks. I prefer to sell on Poshmark. Poshmark, there it is. I see it now. Everything. See, I 2 months ago, I was all over Whatnot, and my wife Carla was saying, "You got another package? Where's that from?" And I was like, "I don't know. People like to send me stuff," and I was lying. It was me buying stuff. I was buying stuff from Whatnot, and day after day, I was getting things, and started cracking up because I'm like, these are not things that I won, because I am pretty lucky when it comes to giveaways or type in your number for a prize, right? I am very lucky. I don't know what it is, but I always have end up winning stuff and I get in trouble for it. Like, this is rigged. Mikey Bags of Money is in the house. I'm going to stay a little longer. What's up, Mikey? I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Everybody say hello to Mikey Bags of Money and make sure to give him a follow. I already Squirrel, Mikey got me all flustered and stuff. But Whatnot. Mikey is on Whatnot. Make sure to give him a follow. Same name, Mikey Bags of Money. After this live, folks, if for those who are listening in and got this part, thank you. And for those who are already here and have been here, thank you very much. But listening after this, leave a comment in the chat and say Whatnot and your username. All right, if you're a seller, that way I could make sure that I'm following you on there. And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about going back to Whatnot. I just need to get some things for it. And I don't feel like I want to buy just items for knickknacks. For me, it has to make sense now. It has to be items that are going to sell, that I could sell on knickknacks, at my vintage booth, and or eBay. So sometimes it's not all three. Sometimes it might be best for knickknacks and say eBay. And if it's apparel, more than likely it is solely on eBay. But I don't like to sell hard goods on eBay anymore. It just doesn't work for me. How you doing? Hi, Mikey. Hey, Mikey. Hi, Mikey. Hey, all. From food, pet supplies, Target items, Amazon, furniture, vintage items, and Labubus. Well, I don't think I can afford a Labubu right now. I might afford what's going around is called a Lafufu, a fake Labubu. So Retro Ronnie has been saying that a lot, and I just crack up. Oh, speaking of Retro Ronnie and something that popped into my mind, Thrifters Anonymous. If you have not been following them here on YouTube, give them a follow. They have been off of YouTube for about a year. They're wonderful women. Um, I was thinking about them because Mikey and some things that were said in the comments that just brought it back into my mind. Mikey, and I actually modeled for them at one of their shows here in Las Vegas. So, how many of you have ever met a reseller model? If you've never have or said you never have, you're wrong. You've met me and Mikey more than likely, and we are now, it's on our resume. We're models, so they're going to be coming back to YouTube, and they're wonderful. They used to be on Storage Auctions. If you ever watched that show, I thought they were going to be on another channel, but I haven't seen a new or series. I haven't seen a new series, so maybe it's in the works. But I believe they're going to be on it. From what I mean, I don't even know if I was supposed to share that, but I know some people, and I want to keep learning about more people and sharing the good in the world that's going on in our communities. So, Meg, you can list your hard goods on Posh too. Just have to keep in mind the weight limit is 5 pounds. That's good to know. I do want to open back up to other selling platforms like Poshmark and Mercari. I will tell you, a lot of the hard goods that I have seen sell for more that have been sold is not on eBay. I've been seeing almost every item, like 90, I will say 90, a very high number. 90% of the items that I see are selling are not just eBay, it's on Etsy. And Etsy is selling for way more than eBay. And it's like several items, like it's consistent. And you don't always see that on certain things. So that is helping me like, should I do Etsy for certain things? Should I start selling hard goods other than on NikNax? So I'm debating about doing it. And it's a lot of hard goods. It's apparel as well, like a mixture of stuff, because they're almost like eBay, just a different platform. And it's good to know where things are actually selling for. So when I get asked in comments or made comments of I didn't see that sell, I don't always say where things have sold because I'm forgetting to mention that. So I am trying to do better with my content of like where it actually sold for more. But then I want also people to look. I want people to look and be like, well, um, it sells for more. What is he talking about? Let me look into this. You have to do your own research. You are responsible for your own success. There are people like myself and others in the chat that give information, and it's up for you to do the rest and do it yourself and not point fingers. It's really good to be independent, and being an adult means you have to be independent as much as possible and not be leaning on people for everything. But it is good also, on the other hand, to ask questions. And I think that's why I really like Cat the Nurse Flipper's channel on Tuesday evenings to plug that back in. And I will from now on every time. It's a great platform, Tuesday evenings, to ask questions for things that are directly about you and what you're trying to figure out from 4 people at once, and also hundreds of people in the chat. I think we had for a moment over 300 people in the chat, and that was pretty awesome. So I'm really happy with the turnout, especially with everybody that came over and supported. Sarah was in there as well. Thank you, Sarah. Chance, who just left earlier, was also in there. Carrie, I need not get after her, but I need to tell her she needs to. Maybe when she comes back, because she's very busy right now. But when you're on YouTube, when you get a certain amount of subscribers, I think you got to get at least 100 to where you're able to change your link at the very top of your window, because your channel will be named like, say, Sonny Las Vegas, but it won't show in the link at the very top of your home screen. If you have a YouTube channel, you could go over there, click on your home screen, home button, so that way it is the home screen, and look at the very top of your like search engine, and you'll see like right now mine for me has video, blah 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 blah, live streaming. But if I was to look at my home screen, it would say YouTube, blah blah blah, Sonny Las Vegas. So you want it to match, so that way it brings up when people try to find you, that consistency on the internet. So love your attitude and outlook. Thank you. We're all famous adjacent just by being here. Yeah, if I'm famous is because it's you who are making that happen. But I'm not famous. I've had people say that, and I'm just like I don't know how to respond to it other than thank you. But I am nowhere near famous. Am I known a little bit? Yes. And does it get to my head? No. If anything, it actually growth actually scares me, knowing that more and more people are following me. It does scare me. It does make me feel like I need to watch what I say. I need to watch what I do. And if it's intentional, then that's a different thing. But everything that I say, it's intentional to be in a positive light and not to cause harm or damage, because that comes back to you. That comes back, has you looking over your shoulder. And I've been saying this time and time again, don't do anything to put yourself out there to have you look over your shoulder. That was my younger years. That was my juvenile years. I didn't know any better. I was lost. I had no guidance, and I that is not me anymore. Now I am more aware of life and know that I can impact people or I can affect people. And I'd rather, if not any of them, I'd rather just be to myself. But because I am somebody to myself and I've created this platform of my own and have grown within the community, I didn't build this community. You all were already here. We just happened to find each other. So it's not because of me, it's because of us trying to find people like us, to be like enjoy and learn and also teach. Sarah, like I could say, Sarah sells smalls. She started a channel. Good, give her a follow. And I don't plug everybody in, but she was very supportive. I often see her or them on Instagram, and I've seen the things that they have, and I love following people that I could learn from. If they're not giving me that, and it's also not entertaining, then it's not for me. I feel like I can't just watch somebody just because, even if they have a huge following. It's just like I just don't get them. It's not my vibe, and I think everybody can relate to that. We don't follow anybody just because. And if there's hate watchers out there, like, you should put your time in a place that's going to be beneficial to you, not just wait for somebody to say something for you to carry on. It's really about growing and adulting. And I'm still learning a lot. I just seen a name on there. Mary Jo Schrader. Hi everyone. That's what I seen. You reminded me, Mary Jo. It wasn't my friend, high school friend. She was younger than me. But your name reminded me of, was it Cammy? Cammy Jo, and her last name is Slingsley. I can never say the last name, but she was very nice. She ended up marrying one of my friends that was a year older than me. But very, very cool girl. I like your name. It reminded me of her. Good vibes. That's a good vibe name. Megdi, seriously, the people that have been hurt by someone else in Vegas are coming up in chats. Well, I kind of brought that up earlier, Meg, saying like, some people say stuff, and sometimes that's all they do is say stuff, and sometimes I will say there's a lot of truth to what they're saying, but they're not telling you the complete truth. Like, there's people that say things that are true to help them, and I'm I'm not waiting for it, but I know at one point or time or in time, they are not going to be able to fall back on their followers who fight for them, defend them, to say they never said your name. If I say there's a YouTuber or if there's a reseller out there, everybody listen. If I say there is a reseller in the chat that has every initial that starts with S, and they suck at what they do, and they're just in the chat to be this way, and this is not the truth. This is just a make believe thing, right? There's only one person in here that follows up with, and all of a sudden people are like, look, I painted a picture of for you to fall onto, and now you're mad and you're upset and you're going to leave comments towards them. Like, you don't have to say people's name without saying who they are. And there's going to be a moment where people can't say that. And if what's happening is coming to light, like I'm not going to say I don't care. I just feel bad that things like this happen to good people. And is it deserving? No. Do I deserve any of this? No. Do y'all deserve to be caught in the middle of this? No. So like I was saying earlier, it's really hard to bring up stuff and be honest about it when you know it's like it's only going to go somewhere to lead to somebody who feeds off of negativity. I feed off of and thrive off of good energy. I'm the complete opposite. But when you paint a perfect picture, who needs to say names? So I just don't like the way some things are led up to the last 3 years. Like, okay, well, I was involved in the last 3 years, but it was just a friendship that's gone bad. How did it turn into this? Why can't people move on like everybody else? And people may say, this is where my brain starts working. Why do just naturally things? What, Sonny, why are you bringing it up? Well, why is somebody always bringing it up? Why is it always me? Why am I always at fault? Why is it everybody else but them? And I think after this is like it's been let go of. It's just what the comment was that I'm replying to is that I am getting comments and I am getting emails and I'm getting stuff, but what they don't know is that I also have screenshots of my name being mentioned in other places, from them, or that person, and it's like I don't put that out there. Like it's not worth it. Even if you give people the truth, your real people are already the ones that are know the truth. The strangers that aren't there for you, like it doesn't even matter about those people. Like they're not even losers, they just don't know any better. They're just misguided, I guess. And they're not wrong, they just don't know. And sometimes the truth, even when you have it out there, is not enough for people. They already made their minds up to be right in their own way, and I will always be wrong in their eyes. And to me, it doesn't matter because they don't benefit my life. They don't pay my bills. And YouTube isn't even something I am dependent on to pay my bills. Does it help? Yes. But my joy is it from meeting people. The Aros family that was inside here earlier, I got to meet them. I got to meet locals every time I have my vintage booth open. I every time somebody comes up and says hello to me and they recognize me from YouTube or they're visiting me because they follow me here off of YouTube, they're also mentioning my friends, Mikey and Carrie and Caesar. Now they go visit him when he's there. He wasn't there this past weekend as Elizabeth took over. She was the boss lady. And it was just like, that's my community. That's where I want to be at. That's where I want to belong. And I don't care about anybody who thinks differently about me or us. Like, we don't step out of bounds just because somebody scares us. We're not scared. We just have more to live for that deserves our attention. How those glass skills pay the bills. Glass skills do pay the bills. About glass, I don't sell a lot of glass on at my booth. I had somebody come over and they said, "You do really good with glass over here." And I was like, "I do good. What it looks like more collecting it because it hasn't moved." But I get people that buy um, high value glass here and there. It's like once every month, and it's good, but I'm not selling very much like 10, 15, $20 pieces of glass. And these, I feel like now, since I've had them for a while and what I'm seeing online, it is becoming more of like a common thing. When at first it was like, ooh, this is fun, this is new. I haven't seen this on anybody else's. But when you're out there, like say NikNax, which is a great platform that I sell on, you see a lot of things often, and eventually it starts to be like, wait, everybody has that. I don't want that. Or if I want it, I'll just wait later and see if I could get a better deal. If it's buy it now. And if it's like a starting price that works for you in a live auction, then that's also a thing. So I am learning off of that, of what I have and what I'm experiencing, to not uh, to try to stay away from these items. But then on the other hand, when you see something for $1, when you know it sells for 15, then it makes sense to get it. So hi Sonny, we just love you and Carla and Kay. Oh, thank you. Oh, you forgot Tip though. Tip is the big one over here. He is famous. Now I will say Tip is the famous one. I am not famous. Tip is famous. Basically backing up the fact that you are exactly who you are, appear to be in your own videos, genuine, honest, and kind. Um, I mean, I don't even say I try to be, but yes, I am doing just that. Did you ever get the Ottoman birdcage? No, Sarah, I did not get the Ottoman birdcage back. That is like the worst experience I ever had. And I think what bothered me the most is that it was a lie from the get go. I believe the person, in my opinion, I don't like to assume, but I believe this person knew exactly what they're doing and rigged it to where they got the item, and it so-called got lost in the mail. It didn't make sense. I mean, I hate to say that it's common on eBay. I wish it wasn't. I wish there was things that are going to change on eBay like that, to where it's like, hey, you messed up, you pay for it. You cannot use your bank to go back and get over on this person. I just find that as fraudulent as can be. But as one or two people mentioned in the very beginning when this happened, well, I could look at it as that I only lost $8. Well, I could have had it to where I had over $1,000, and it helped me and my wife towards IVF, which we've gone through 3 times. And the minimum amount that you pay for IVF treatments and the like the cycles of it is $20,000. So I wasn't just thinking of an item; I was thinking of how to make it easier for us not digging so far in our pockets. And I thought, geez, this is going to be good, because when that happened, there was one of our bills just for one pill. Guess how much for one pill was going to cost? I don't remember the name, but one pill alone, this was going to help. I could have got 2 pills. I kind of gave you the answer already. I just gave you the math. To me, it's mathing. I hope it's mathing for you. But you two are troopers. So excited for you both. I'm excited. 2000. So that, I think the bird cage was like $1,300 or something like that I sold for. The one pill for IVF, Sarah, correct, $500. So when that was happening, I'm like, oh my goodness, when Carla brought it up, babe, this pill is going to cost $500. Money doesn't just show up like that. So when this worked out the way it did, of finding an item for $8, get it on eBay, oh, I love it, I'm buying it, okay, cool. As soon as I put it in the mail and it got scanned, not even 20 minutes later, when am I going to get it? When are you going to send it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? You're a little too much, right? And it was like people's intention, when they can't help themselves, they talk more than what they realize. And all they were telling me was like, this was not going to go good. But the Libra balance of the world side in me was saying optimistically, this is just dumb, and they're excited. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. Even when my address is wrong, that they acknowledged right away, an hour later, while I just shipped it off, that's when I was like, oh crap. And I said, you know what? All that's going to happen is that they're going to not be able to send it to you, and they're going to send it back. And I will cover the shipping costs, because that's what I said in the message. I'll send it back to you with the new tracking number, and still have to sign for it. And they replied back, I don't want to sign for it. If I wish that was the case, I would have never got it. And it's not the case. I think anything over $1,000 through eBay has to be certified mail, to where they have to sign for it. So it wasn't like I made it up myself. Once I put the insurance, it was already there. And who wouldn't want to be cautious about it? Plus, it wasn't out of their pocket. That was on my end that I took it out. I wasn't charging extra for certified mail or shipping costs. It was pretty simple, but sometimes simple is not that simple. People make it difficult. You're going to make great parents. I'm just going to try my best. Being a parent, I don't know how that's going to be. I just know that I'm just going to try my best, and I try to make things easy as possible. And I could tell you, with Carla being pregnant, it came out like 2 days ago. Today, the third day, where her attitude is like, I was like, whoa, what's going on? Sassy, like, come here, you need a hug. She's like, no. And I was like, whoa, this is her, like, the baby chemicals and things happening. Today I got out the gym, had a quick workout, went to Savers, found 3 tree items, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna call Carla. She's probably hungry, because her her hungers is like all over the place. Like every 30 minutes, every 2 hours, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? Something from the fridge, or go buy something? And I really mean it. Whatever she wants, I'm like, look, I am not there, for example, and I knew this was going to happen. I get out of Savers. I'm thinking about it. Like, do I want to call and ask her if she's hungry? Because she's going to say yes. And I want Kane's chicken. And we always share the 6-piece, the Caniac combo. I get my sweet tea. She doesn't care for sodas or anything. Um, but I know the canes I'm going to is not the canes she's thinking about, which is down the road from Panera Bread. She likes the tomato bisque soup and always wants extra croutons, doesn't care about the chips or the apple or whatever else it comes with on the side, right? So that's why I don't sell anything on eBay. I hear too many stories like yours, pitiful. Yeah, I mean, eBay is good, but it wasn't with that. The hard goods is what was killing me, and apparel is even better. I'll tell you more about eBay in a second, but so I'm like, hey babe, do you want some canes? She was like, yeah, but I want. And I was like, I'm not going that way. She said, well, you better make yourself be that way. And I was like, oh, I was like, okay, I'll get it. So obviously, I went to go get her what she wanted, and I knew I was right, but I was like, let me mess with her. I like to mess with my wife and play around with her. So I ended up getting her her tomato bisque and extra croutons, and I make sure. But it was so funny the way she said it. Like, I'm not over there by that Canes, so you better make yourself closer to that Canes. And I was like, okay, I love you, bye. Happy wife makes a happy life. Yeah, I mean, I only get so much permission slips from my wife to like venture out in places in Las Vegas. And if I'm not good, why does she need to give me the thumbs up? She'd be like, nope, stay home, do this and that and that and that. So I feel like every other day I am cleaning the house, but it's really like once a month, like a deep cleaning. And I share that in my blog. So um, you'll be seeing a lot of this, not just hearing about it from me. But I am getting back to my vlogs. I pinned it in the comments, so please give it a follow. I'm about to jump off here in a moment. But ladies and gents, oh, eBay, before I go, eBay, yeah. Like I was saying earlier, just to recap on it, I am going to be doing more on eBay. There are some T-shirts that I bought from the Broadacres flea market for $5 a piece. Yeah, I think I put it in the last video of the Broadacres, or did I not? If not, you're hearing it first. I bought Vineyard Vines shirts for $5 a piece. I bought 8 of them, and I've already sold 3 or 4 of them for 20 to 25 bucks a piece. So 2 of the shirts already got me after that into the profits. Then I think I have 4 more or 5 more. I don't remember if I sold 3 or 4. So I'm already in a profit. So I'm really excited because one of them sold within 20 minutes of listing. The other one sold within 2 days. And then the other one was on the third day. So I'm really happy. And they're the ones that I thought wasn't going to sell fast because they were the used ones, but those are the ones doing good. And I'm getting offers off of the Vineyard Vines t-shirts, the brand new tag ones, but people wanting to pay me $15. So saying this is like, do I just freaking tear off the tags or just claim they're used to get a better price than the new ones? It's so weird how things are like that. Vineyard Vines belts. So I never found a Vineyard Vine belt. Only shirts, jackets, and the shirts are like short sleeve, long sleeve, pullover jackets, like the knitted ones, and a larger one. It was more like a rain jacket or a windbreaker. But I've never seen a belt. But thank you for saying that because those are the little things that help me like realize, hey, you need to look at every little thing. I did that today at Savers. I was like, okay, I always go in the sports section, but I don't really care for the sports section. And then I think about the bowling balls that I've come across, like vintage Nickelodeon ones of Bugs Bunny, Raiders football, bowling ball that I sold to a buddy at the time for I think $90. Um, so then I'm like, wait, I do need to look at this. So I didn't find anything, but I still looked. I picked up 2 for 50 cents. Score sold for 18 doll hairs. Nice. All right, I'm gonna find that. And these are things that I want too for my content. Vineyard finds belts. So I want to start doing that too. It's not so much of like a bingo card, but in my content, I want to say, look, this is what I'm looking for. Like a Dom Nancy paperweight. George the Antique Nomad just showed one in his shorts. I don't know how old the short was, but he was showing paperweights, and one was of Dom Nase, and I think 2 Murano ones. And I was like, oh, I didn't know Dom Nase had plain Jane glass like that. I might have overlooked some because they look similar to a lot of paperweights that I found that are Swan, just basic clear glass or crystal Swan figurines. And I was like, whoa. I need to look at stuff like you think you know, and then you hear things like that, or vineyard vine belts, and you're like, there's just some things I need to be more open about and not just be uh, narrow minded of just trying to find certain things. I need to get back to how I was before, looking at everything. And as of right now, I kind of have the time for it. I just don't I just don't try to take advantage of the time being away. I love being home. I really, really do, which is why I want to get back to my vlogging where I used to do it almost daily and just share my life with you all. So I want to do more of that and I will. So give my vlog channel a follow. It's pinned at the top. Yes, a bingo card. That sounds fun. So I'll call it that, a bingo card. Seeing that's the things too. Um, I fight with myself with a lot because I know a bingo card is common, and I feel like I don't want to be, the regular person like everybody else that says bingo card. But sometimes it is what it is, and you just have to play the cards that are dealt. And a bingo card is so common, like it would be fun to implement that in there. And I've been doing that with my videos a lot more. So that'll be a new addition, bingo card, vineyard vine belts, and think about that for my next video that comes out. I think it's going to be Friday because that's when I go have lunch with my buddy Dennis, who I met with Mikey. And I'm going to ask that in my video at the end. I'm going to ask you all for some bingo card information. And what I think I'm going to do is not just say it's a list of things, but actually have a bingo card. And we're going to fill it in and I'm going to try to find it. And I don't know if I wanted to pertain with other people's content to be like, oh, I found that here, found that there, because it'll have to be some rules to that if that was the case. Like um, from now on, from this date, because when people's come out, when people's videos come out, people's come out. I get tongue tied so bad sometimes. It can't be before that date because some people are very sneaky trying to get the win when it's like, come on, it's from now on, not previously. So I think that'll be cool if we're gonna do that. And if that's the case, people could be like, "Hey, I got a bingo," but that'll be too much names to mention. But that can be shared in the chat. I found this. I found this vintage reseller found. I'm playing it out in my head. I wish everybody could talk with me right now. It'd be so much fun rather than just me talking the whole time um, to hear your voices. But it would have to be something like Sarah Sells Smalls found one of your bingo cards, like a seahorse glass, on her video or something. So she just started making videos, folks. Give her a follow. She is working her butt off on that, and I applaud her for it. I'll be trying to find stuff on your bingo card. Cool. So yeah, I think I'd like to keep it just on my channel for me to find off of your bingo card input of trying to find things. So I've been wanting to do that for a while. So that'll be the third thing. Because right now I have the Q&A, and then I have the feel good news, which may not always be there because I'm just not gonna make some stuff up to share. I have to have come across something that makes me feel good that I think you all will enjoy. So I'll do that. And then now the bingo card. So I think that's good. I don't know if I want to be adding more things, but if my heart feels into it, then I'll bring it along. But yeah, picking Vegas and beyond. What's up, dude? But that's it for now, ladies and gents. Make sure to follow my vlog channel, Sonny Las Vegas Life. I do have it pinned at the top. I am going to see about putting a video together tonight. I think I want to work on my thrifting video tomorrow when I get back with Mikey. Um, so yeah, that's probably what I'll work on after this. I'm gonna go make some coffee, and then Carla should be waking up in about 30 minutes, and she already has dinner from Raising Cane's. So just say we're pregnant and have a cute dog. That's good news every time. You're so funny. It's great news. I can't tell you. I can't express how happy I am, how excited I am about having a little one. And yes, we do have a cute little dog. But yeah, ladies and gents, thank you all for hanging out with me. I was only going to do an hour, but more and more things come up, and it's in my heart to address things and reply back to people because I want to. Not that I feel I need to, but I just feel compelled all the time in life now to just give my all and be in a moment. And hopefully you see that, like, I really appreciate, not like, I do appreciate all of you, for hanging out with me, whether you comment or not, and just being here with me and being a part of my growth. All I want to do is just continue to learn how to be happier day after day, and hopefully it carries on to you. But I also learn from a lot from you too. So thank you all so much, Sonny. Good seeing you, young man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My birthday's coming up in October, so I appreciate the young part. Thanks, everyone. Yes. But take it easy. I will be talking to y'all next time. I'm going to try to do this once a week. I missed last week, but I'm going to do my best to continue doing this. Take it easy, folks. God bless you, and I'll see you again soon in a video. And end.